This is Gerardo Del Real from the 2021 Beaver Creek Precious Metals Summit. Joining me today is the Mercenary Geologist, Mr. Mickey Fulp. Mickey, are we shaking hands again?
Absolutely.
That,
Never stopped doing it myself.
Good old proper handshake. How have you been, sir?
Still got a pretty good grip, so, doesn't go to waste, does it? So.
Now, for those of you that haven't seen Mickey in a bit, you may have noticed he's grown wiser. I'm trying to keep up here. Can you tell us the story behind the beard?
Well, I don't know. It's started it in November, and I've been on camera periodically, so people that follow me have seen it growing, but we'll see. We'll see. It might, I don't think I'm going to get to a Billy Gibbons length.
Okay.
But
you're working on it.
We'll see.
Let's get into why people follow you. People follow you, among other things, because they want your take on.
Follow me because I've made them money.
There you go.
For 13 years going now. So that's why I have the following. And I think it also helps. I'm a geologist, so I can put ground truth to projects and deposits that your average newsletter writer probably can get fooled sometimes.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I don't get fooled very often. So, but that also means I don't like a whole lot either. So I'm pretty selective.
Well, I want to get out of a couple of the names that you do like, but before we get into that, tell me which commodities you're bullish on right now.
It's the same as it's been for years, with one thing that's kind of comes and goes and has come back again. You know what? So it's gold and copper, the basis of my business now. I play around in other stuff. We're both in a helium deal we like right now, and I've been looking for a helium deal for 5 years or longer. And what has come in and gone out and recently came roaring back is uranium. And I was a uranium perma-bull for way too many years, and I moved off of it, just kept my positions, but that market's really gotten a boost for couple of reasons. And disparate reasons.
Sure.
But basically, supply demand fundamentals is what comes into the market. So in uranium, I don't know if this is a proper time, but I'm going to do it. And
this is a great time.
And so what's happened in the uranium market, Sprott bought Uranium Participation Corp,
correct,
which is a physical uranium holding company, and they've gone in and started hitting a bid on
every day
any pound of uranium that they can find, and that's really driven the price up 25% in the last couple of 3 weeks.
Sure, broke 40 a pound here yesterday.
Yep, and the curve is exponential, so that's probably not going to hold eventually, but ride the ride.
So how do you see that ride playing out? Is there something that you look to kind of warn you that it's getting a little bubbly?
The only thing I would look at the chart of the spot price and say, wow, this has gone up 25%. Really, it started moving up, mid-August maybe, incrementally from $30 a pound, and then it really popped last week. So the chart looks frothy, if you will, exponential chart. But we've seen this happen before, and the last time it really happened strongly was in late 2010, 2011. It made $75 a pound. The time before that, in 06, it got to $140 a pound. Now, that's the spot price, but there's some fundamental reasons in the business why uranium should be increasing. Just have to see how it plays out. It's the most obscure, heavily traded market in the world, and totally non-transparent. Even insiders in the business who trade uranium can't always tell you what's going on.
Do you think that's what's attracting people to the Sprott Physical Trust? You can go on their site, they can tell you the net value. It's on the page. They can tell you exactly how many pounds they own, how many they're buying per day. It seems like a very transparent model that's meant to draw in the speculator that's looking for that. Do you think that's
but that was that's not a new model. That was Uranium Participation Corp.
Sure.
It just took a buyer like Sprott, and I have no doubt that Rick Rule's a big part of this too. And, you know, he's been a uranium permabull for as long or longer than I have. And he never wavered off of that position, although I did for a while, because I got tired of predicting when the spot price is going to go up and be wrong. You can only be wrong 4 or 5 years in a row, and you go, I got to quit doing this.
Yeah.
This makes no sense. So we'll see where it goes.
Any names in the space?
Pardon?
Before we get off of that topic, any names in the space that you like?
Well, I am a U.S. producer developer sort, so UEC, Uranium Energy Corp, which also has Rick Rule as a big shareholder, and Energy Fuels with a White Mesa Mill. Those are obvious choices. And, you know, we just had one taken out yesterday.
Azarga Uranium.
Azarga. And if people go back and listen to some of my podcasts over the last 6 months or so, maybe the last year, I always say, and this little junior Azarga, you predicted a month or so ago that it was on the verge of takeout. Maybe you had some information I was not privy to, but I listened to that.
Just great fundamentals, Mickey.
Right. And so those would be my choices. The other thing driving the uranium price is geopolitical, and that's the world has recognized finally that if we're going to have a green economy, it's the only thing we can use for baseload electricity that does not involve consuming fossil fuels. And so the world is recognized that. You're seeing Slovakia start up a reactor last week. It's kind of all over the world. This is going on now, and not just China and India, which was where the demand was for a long time. So,
so you're a uranium bull,
and the Dems put it in their infrastructure bill.
Right.
Pro-uranium. It was the first time since 1972 that the Democrats' platform was pro-nuclear energy. So
seems to have bipartisan support. Started under the Trump administration.
You would hope so.
Continued on. Let's hope that's the case.
And so the thing, you know, waking up in the middle of the night every once in a while, and these thoughts start going through your brain. It oftentimes happens at 4 a.m. So I woke up a couple of days ago, and I thought, what if, as the price, it was at $37, I go, what if the Biden administration did what the Obama administration did for 8 straight years? And when the spot price would go up, they'd dump 5 to 7 million pounds of uranium on the open market and kill the spot market.
Right.
And I hope that doesn't happen, but these guys are a bit of a wild card right now.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Trusting politicians is a dicey game, right?
Oh, and never do that, mate.
So
on either side,
right?
However many sides there are.
Agreed. So you're a uranium bull. We have to talk gold before I let you go, Mickey, because it is, after all, a precious metal summit. I joked last week that everybody was going to see each other at the Precious Metal Summit and congratulate each other for being uranium bulls, right? And here we are doing exactly that, because that's where the price action has been. Gold is consolidated for the past 12 months. What do you see for Q4 here?
Predicted that gold got way ahead of itself. You know, I was selling all last summer as the stocks went hyperbolic. I'm selling into that because what I saw was that $3 billion of private placement money was going to become free trading in November, December, January, February, and it was going to kill the market. And it has, and the market's not come back. Gold below 1,800 again today. It's stuck in neutral. There's fundamental reasons why gold should be higher, but right now, be happy with it. It probably presents buying opportunities in gold stocks that are especially undervalued. And more importantly, at least for me, is it presents buying opportunities of physical gold. I bought a significant tranche of physical gold last 2 or 3 weeks ago when it took that dip below 1,800. So it is going to go higher. I don't know when. I think it's a longer term play perhaps on gold.
Any names in that space that you like before I let you go, Mickey?
Let's take a look at Allegiant Gold in Nevada, a company that I have owned for quite some time and has gone in and out of sponsorship. Could be some catalysts on the horizon. I don't know specifically, absolutely don't know specifically about anything, but got some really good projects.
Good management team, active management team.
Excellent management team. The world's premier gold discovery geologist, Andy Wallace, in Nevada. Good management. Very concerned about tight share structures. It's been kind of mucking about in the upper 30 plus or minus range, maybe gotten at 40, 41, but a well-managed company with good projects in Nevada.
It's a great exploration pick. Any near-term producers, or exploration companies that already have robust asset bases?
At this stage, nothing has caught my eye, but what has caught my eye is gold funds, mutual funds.
Okay.
So I am a holder of what used to be the Oppenheimer Gold Mutual Fund. It's now Invesco, and it has taken a pretty good hit this year. I think it's trading somewhere in the low to mid $40 range, and so that's a basket of uranium producers all the way from mid-tier, small mid-tiers, large producers, and that may be a way to play the market, not trying to get your double or your 10 bagger, but I got some of those shares in my IRA, or one of my IRAs.
Well, we talked uranium, we talked gold, you got some excellent picks. I would talk Cardinals and Cubs, go Cubs, but neither of our teams are very good right now, so we'll save that for next time.
Well, and I have to tell you, my friend, you said neither team was very good. The Cardinals are still one game above 500. They're still right in the middle of the second wild card hunt. And so what about those Cubs?
I wish you luck, and I think this time next year we'll be having a different conversation.
Oh, you think their tank and rebuild is going to happen that fast?
I do. Well, I do. We have some good young talent, and we have some money to spend in the offseason.
And here's what you and I always have is an ongoing bet of which team finishes the season with a better record. And
I sense a bottle of wine coming your way, Mickey.
and I owe you one from last year.
There you go. Hopefully we can do that in New Orleans.
I hope so.
Mickey, pleasure as always. Thank you.
Thank you, my friend.